I'm interested in your leathers because I don't have. Well, I have a few leathers, but the ones that I want, like this one here, I just can't seem to get hold of it for decent money. So let's talk about these two here.
Yeah. So, I mean, the top one.
What's that one called?
They're a leather to driving. So you get your leathers, you get your B15 top grading mirrors, and then you get your leathers for driving. So they came with their leathers for driving case. If I've got it around here somewhere.
Okay.
So you get your for driving case, and you get your leathers for driving case.
Okay.
So for years, these were my favourite pair, and I don't know why. I think, you know, in the early days of me collecting, they were the kind of the nicest looking, the most obscure, the kind of ones that seemed the most kind of fancy.
Yeah. When did you buy those?
I don't know, 8-9 years ago, something like that.
So how long have you been collecting, Jack? Do you want to put them on for me? Let's have a look.
I've owned and bought kind of consistently for about 11 years.
Really? Okay.
I think. Not in quite the sort of consistency and the sort of, you know, the passion I did now. It's taken, as you know, the kind of knowledge of Ray-Ban is endless. So, you know, there was
Tell me about it.
after that time, I didn't, you know, I was buying sunglasses, didn't really know too much about them. I knew there was a USA kind of history to them, and I knew there was a Luxottica, Italy year to them. So yeah, it's taken a long time to kind of get to the point where I'm fairly confident with my knowledge.
Yeah, of course,
and I also get to the point where I'm fairly content with my collection. There's still a few models out there that I really want them. But on the whole, it's probably been about 11 years.
Okay, so what got you into it? And just, was it a matter like every collector, you end up with 2, 3, 4, and before you know it, you've got 20 of the buggers?
Well, I mean, there they are. That's the one that started them all off.
Okay.
You know, if you're standard,
so a standard G15,
you can't get much more standard,
isn't it?
You know, a pair of G15 58mm large metals, and I think a lot of people like the quality of them.
Okay.
You know, if you put them on,
you can straight away feel the weight, feel the quality.
And then you realise there's a whole world of stuff out there, and it's the little details in it that makes not the quality better, but the interest of it better.
Okay.
You know, the etches, the way you know what's real, the feel of it, the way you can hold a pair and you know, that's real. Or you hold another pair that may look exactly the same. You go, it's not real at all.
Not real,
and you know, but you know, the etches and the lenses, the way they're stamped on there, and you can see. You know, I can instantly look at a fake pair or a fake stamp, and I know just by the millimetre of the angle of the R, it's fake. It's not real. The stamps in the nose pads, the stamps at the end of the tips, the etching in the lenses, the stamps on top and the bottom. And when it starts going into, when you look into it and you realise there's differences between them. That one's stamped differently to this one. That one looks different to that one. Why is that? And that's where the collecting world of Ray-Ban becomes, one, a pain in the ass, but also unbelievably satisfying to learn about, because there's such variation over, you know, 1937 to 1999. There's years, decades of different knowledge and info and variations and beauty out there that I think you can quite easily get suckered into.
So in terms of the quality, as you were just saying, between B&L and Luxottica, I mean, you're a Lux guy as well. You know, you like both eras. As a vintage collector myself, you know, I sway towards the more vintage stuff. I've never bought a pair of Lux sunglasses, but can you tell our viewers, in your opinion, and it doesn't matter if you whatever you feel, which is the better standard, and if you can, why do you think that is?
100% USA.
Okay.
100%.
Okay.
You know, like, I'm not gonna. I never diss Luxottica because, you know, people say they're not USA, they're not the same sort of quality, all this kind of stuff. fair enough, they're not the same, but they're not in any way bad. You know,
Right,
like
okay.
Italy, they bought Bosch and Lomb Ray-Bans when they were worth pittance. You know, like the costs of them in like '98 were so low, and the quality was.
What was it? Like 6 million or something like that?
You know, and like they were selling off glasses for $20 here and there. Like it wasn't, you know, it wasn't, and they
petrol stations and everything.
Absolutely, you know, they bought it from.
That's just the other camera.
They bought it from something like so low, and brought it back up. You know, now they are £250 for a pair of polarised bloody sunglasses, and I do say obviously.
Do you think that's a fair?
No.
Right.
Not
okay.
at all. You know, it's ridiculous prices, and hence why I've never bought a pair from a shop. I don't think I'll buy them all on bloody eBay for a third of that.
Yeah, of course.
But they've got a quality to them. They've got a proper use to them. You know, they do their job very, very well.
Yeah.
The thing is with them, every single one of these pairs, well, 99% of these pairs, I get shipped to me. I take them out of the box. Ones that are 50, 60 years old, I put them on and they fit.
Yeah.
And you don't have to muck around with them too much. You don't have to change too much with them.
Yeah.
With the Italy ones, they vary a bit more in that kind of quality. You get them shipped across to you and you're like, I've got to fiddle around with this, I've got to bend that, I've got to heat them up and change that back across, I've got to fiddle around with them a lot more.
Okay.
That you don't get as much as with USA. And the main difference is like Bosch and Lomb was so much more inventive.
Definitely.
You know, Luxottica, they try their hardest at the moment to do this and do that and bring out a special edition and all those kind of things. I've got 4 or 5 Luxottica ones that stay in my cabinet and they're collector's items because they are special.
Yeah. So like an anniversary or something like
70th anniversary, 75th anniversary.
Yeah.
They released, you know, in 70th they released some titanium ones, the AA2AKs and AA209Ks that are really, really weird. They make no sense. They're nothing to do with. They're made in Japan.
Right. Okay.
There's a whole little weird element to them. You know, I contacted Ray-Ban and they said they didn't exist. You know, and that's part of the joy to it. You're like, you know, you're saying they're not even real, and it's like you released them. But that's part of why I keep them because they're like a deep groove frame. They look similar to the Ultras now. Yeah. There's a funkiness to them. Yeah. But past that, past the 75th anniversary, they haven't released anything special.
And I do find, I mean, you even not just Ray-Ban themselves, but I watch a lot of Formula One, and a lot of the drivers, obviously they all wear sunglasses, and when they're getting interviewed, I notice the design is very similar to a lot of the old BL Ray-Bans. 100%. You know, even the ones that I'm wearing today, you know, I'm sure I saw Vettel and Alonso wearing them like a few months back, you know?
Yeah.
And it's just like a lot of designs literally are coming from Bosch and Lomb.
They did it right, you know, the fact is they released everything.
Yeah.
You know, as a collector of all of them, there's every time. I mean, the thing is, I love the Aviators.
Yeah, you are an aviator head. You love your Aviators.
But realistically, I don't wear Aviators more commonly than I would a Wayfarer or a
Oh, really? Okay, that's interesting. Okay.
You know, I think there's some Aviators that really look lovely.
Yeah.
But I don't wear that many of them. I'm more commonly going to be wearing a Wayfarer or a Clubmaster.
Okay, so out of all your Aviators, what's your absolute favourite? And you've got to choose one.
So difficult. I'm like, I love out of the Aviators. I love the early models.
Okay.
Early. I mean, obviously you got the first one, or the first ones.
Yeah, AN6531. Yeah.
I don't love them as much.
Yeah.
I love like the 40s, 50s ones.
Okay.
So the ones that are like, you know, the Bakelite pairs.
Right. Okay. So just for our viewers, what do you mean by Bakelite?
So if you flip over like these ones, the easiest kind of ones. So if we look at a normal sort of pair of Bosch and Lomb. So the main differences you got on here is you got the ear tips they're much thinner.
Yeah.
They're straighter. They're much easier to crack.
Yeah.
So you've got that difference. But the main is the nose pads on it, and I just love that detail of them. That Bakelite nose pads. They've got B&L stamped on the back. Tiny little details. A standard one, they're just plastic or nothing special about them.
Yeah. And when did they change the Bakelite to plastic? Are we talking late 50s, perhaps?
Yeah, I'd say that.
Yeah.
If you think about the UK ones,
Yeah.
what 57-ish
Yeah.
factory sort of open.
Let's have a look at the UK BL. Because for any UK collectors out there, this is the pièce de résistance.
And it's difficult for me to not say they're my favourite because they are very, very close.
Have you got two?
Yeah, we've got the white gold, haven't we?
Fucking hell!
And that alone, that tag, never ever seen another one. You see the sort of 50s style tag all the time, but to say UK optical down the bottom,
look at that.
Never see it.
Look at that. Yeah, man.
And even the case and all that kind of added element to them, they're kind of a combination of early ones.
Yeah.
So just Ray-Ban on top.
Yeah.
But
these ones actually have. Can we have a look at the UKBL on the underneath, please? I'm not sure I'm going to be able to. May have to go into the light. Let's see if we can get something. I don't know if you can see that, but underneath there, it's basically got UKBL.
I don't know if you can focus on my mucky windows.
I think you can just about see that there. UKBL. Right there. Very nice. Sorry.